Beneath our oceans and lakes lies a world full of mystery, where ancient ruins, strange structures, and mythical creatures challenge everything we thought we knew. From over 2 million tires resting off the coast of Fort Lauderdale to bizarre underwater formations and unidentified creatures, each discovery leaves scientists puzzled. With that in mind, here are the top 20 shocking things found underwater that nobody can explain. Number 20. Tire Graveyard. The Tire Graveyard, also known as Osborne Reef, lies off the coast of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, submerged under 70 feet of water. At first glance, this eerie underwater landscape seems like a bizarre art installation, a sea floor blanketed with over 2 million rubber tires. However, this peculiar site is the legacy of a well-intentioned yet poorly planned project from the 1970s. The goal was to expand Osborne Reef by creating an artificial habitat to encourage marine life. Volunteers dumped millions of old tires into the ocean, hoping they'd become a thriving marine ecosystem. But instead of fostering growth, the tires became a lifeless graveyard, held together with flimsy metal clips that quickly corroded. The tires broke free and spread across the ocean floor. Despite their inert appearance, these tires are shockingly destructive. They can't support marine life and instead scoured the ocean floor, damaging existing coral reefs. To make matters worse, shifting tides caused the tires to drift, leaving a trail of environmental devastation. Why the tires have not deteriorated over nearly 5 decades remains puzzling, as does the challenge of removing them. Efforts to clean up the site are ongoing, but the magnitude of the task, both logistically and financially, is immense. Number 19. Gold Brick. In 2015, a 16-year-old girl diving into the summer holiday found more than just cool relief in the crystal-clear waters of Lake Königssee in Germany. While swimming, she stumbled upon a shimmering object nestled in the lake sediment. Her curiosity led her to a discovery that would be the envy of treasure hunters everywhere: a gold bar weighing in at a hefty 500 grams. This gold brick initially sparked theories of long-lost World War II treasures, supposedly hidden in lakes across Germany and Austria. As the story of this find spread like wildfire, the teenager's parents did the responsible thing. They called the police. Authorities promptly announced the find, hoping the original owner would step forward to claim this significant piece of gold. 6 months went by with several claimants, yet none could provide genuine proof of ownership. According to local law, if no rightful owner is identified, the finder has the legal right to claim the treasure, and that's exactly what happened. This lucky girl was allowed to keep the gold bar, valued at around 16,000 euros. That's $17,000 in today's market. Number 18. The Ghost Ship of Kaz II. In April 2007, the Kaz II was found drifting aimlessly off the coast of Australia, near the Great Barrier Reef. The catamaran was intact, showing no signs of damage or robbery. A laptop remained on the desk and food was set out on the table, but the 3-man crew had vanished. The missing crew consisted of skipper Derek Batten and brothers Paul and James Tunstead, who had set off for a leisurely sailing trip from Airlie Beach to Townsville. Investigations began and theories surfaced. One possibility was an accident while trying to untangle a fishing line. Others suggested a rogue wave silently swept them away, or that foul play was involved. Video footage recorded just days before their disappearance showed the men relaxed, with the sea calm. Despite extensive searches and forensic analysis, no sign of the crew was ever found. The evidence deepened the mystery, with investigators finding no explanation for their disappearance. Number 17. Monster that consumed 9-foot-long great white shark. In 2014, scientists were left baffled when a black box strapped to a 9-foot-long great white shark washed ashore on the coast of Australia. The shark, previously known for its size and ferocity, had seemingly vanished. The data collected from the tracking device painted a chilling picture: a sudden temperature rise from 7.6 degrees Celsius to 25.5 degrees Celsius, followed by a rapid plunge to a depth of nearly 1,200 feet. This sharp shift in temperature suggested the shark had been consumed and pulled deep into the ocean by something much larger and terrifying. The increased temperature was consistent with the shark being inside another animal's digestive system. But what kind of creature could take down a 9-foot apex predator? Researchers theorized that the culprit behind this grisly incident was another shark, potentially a super predator measuring over 16 feet in length and weighing at least 2 tons. This estimate was based on the speed and force required to subdue and consume the great white. The super predator might have targeted the smaller shark due to territorial instincts or simply out of hunger. In the ocean, the rule is simple: the bigger fish often targets the smaller. Biologists speculate that the super predator could be a massive shark, like a colossal great white or possibly a more elusive species. Number 16. San Jose Galleon. The San Jose Galleon, often called the Holy Grail of shipwrecks, sank in 1708, taking with it gold, silver, and emeralds estimated to be worth billions of dollars. This Spanish crown-owned treasure ship met its fate near Cartagena, Colombia, after a battle with the British Navy, leaving only a handful of its 600 crew members alive. Resting over 600 meters deep, the wreck lay untouched for centuries until it was rediscovered in 2015. Now, the Colombian government plans to recover its incalculable value using a high-tech underwater robot in an expedition costing more than $4.5 million. The robot will carefully extract ceramics, wooden artifacts, and shells from the wreck's surface without damaging the fragile remains. Ownership of the galleon's cargo has been highly contentious. Spain asserts its right to the bounty, claiming it was aboard a Spanish ship. Bolivia's Cara nation also stakes a claim, stating that their people were forced to mine the precious metals. Meanwhile, the US-based salvage company Sea Search Armada insists it was the first to find the wreck and is demanding $1 billion. Colombia's current government aims to ensure that the ship's treasures remain in the country, shifting the focus from colonial disputes to preserving the archaeological significance of the wreck. In a joint effort with Spain and Bolivia, Colombia plans to honor the cultural and spiritual legacy of this extraordinary discovery. Number 15. Stronsay Beast. In 1808, the Stronsay Beast washed up on a Scottish shore after a fierce storm, and the discovery quickly baffled the public. This mysterious carcass measured 55 feet long, and since part of the tail was missing, the full length might have been even greater. It had a distinctive appearance, a long neck and bristly skin, similar to other unidentifiable carcasses known as globsters. Its bizarre anatomy included 3 pairs of limbs that resembled either paws or wings. The Society of Natural History in Edinburgh examined the creature and found its skin was smooth when stroked from head to tail but rough in the opposite direction. This unique texture added to the enigma of what it could be. Was it a sea serpent? A mythical beast? The scientists of the day couldn't find a definitive answer. The large size and strange features didn't match any known sea creature. Eventually, a theory emerged that it was simply a decomposing basking shark, a conclusion not accepted by everyone. Despite thorough investigations and proposed hypotheses, the exact identity of the Stronsay Beast remains elusive. Its odd features and unknown origins continue to provoke intrigue over 2 centuries later. Number 14. Xenomorph Sculpture. Diving into the ocean's depths, explorers often expect to uncover mysteries hidden by water and time, but none could anticipate the discovery of a xenomorph sculpture, a life-size tribute to the chilling alien species from the iconic sci-fi film series Alien. Divers captured on camera something that shocked the whole world. Positioned beneath the clear waters of the Mediterranean off the coast of Bali, Indonesia, this imposing figure raises more questions than answers. Crafted with exquisite detail, the sculpture captures the eerie and lethal essence of the xenomorph with its elongated skull, ribbed body, and sinister tail. Despite its fictional origins, the sculpture found underwater seems almost alive, evoking a sense of dread and fascination. Measuring over 6 feet tall, it stands as a silent sentinel in the deep, surrounded by the aquatic life that has begun to make a home in its shadow. The presence of such an artwork in this underwater environment is baffling. There are no records of its commissioning or placement, and no artist has come forward to claim this submerged masterpiece. Its location and the logistics of submerging such a structure suggest a deliberate act, yet the purpose remains as obscure as the depths where it resides. Explorers and enthusiasts have speculated on its origin: an elaborate movie promotion, a wealthy patron's private amusement, or perhaps an unorthodox approach to creating artificial reefs. However, without concrete evidence, the story of the underwater xenomorph remains shrouded in mystery. Number 13. HMHS Britannic. The HMHS Britannic, the sister ship of the RMS Titanic, lies in the depths of the Aegean Sea off the Greek island of Kea. This massive British ocean liner, intended to serve as a hospital ship during World War I, met a tragic end in 1916 after just 1 year in service. Its sinking is steeped in mystery, echoing the fate of the Titanic, but with even more puzzling circumstances. On November 21, 1916, the Britannic struck an underwater mine or was torpedoed by a German submarine, causing a catastrophic explosion. The ship began sinking at an alarming rate, fully submerging within 55 minutes. Despite lifeboats being available, 30 people lost their lives because several boats were launched too early and were sucked into the ship's still-turning propellers. Though equipped with state-of-the-art safety features, including watertight compartments and reinforced hulls, the Britannic sank quicker than anyone expected. Questions still linger as to why a ship designed with safety in mind could not stay afloat longer. Was the ship's hasty conversion to a hospital liner a factor, or did a hidden design flaw contribute? Even now, the Britannic rests in near pristine condition on the sea floor, providing eerie glimpses into the devastation that occurred over 100 years ago. Number 11. Gravity hole in Indian Ocean. In the Indian Ocean, there's a mysterious anomaly known as the gravity hole, where Earth's gravitational pull is weaker, creating a depression over 328 feet deep. Centered about 750 miles southwest of Cape Comorin at the southern tip of India, this circular dip covers an enormous 1.2 million square miles, almost as large as India itself. First discovered by Dutch geophysicist Felix Andries Venning-Meynisch, who designed a device to measure gravity at sea, this gravitational anomaly has puzzled scientists for years. Legend has it that the pronounced dip is responsible for the disappearance of countless ships and aircraft, giving rise to paranormal and alien conspiracy theories. Recent research, however, offers a different explanation. Scientists from the Indian Institute of Science studied this enigma by simulating plate tectonics over the past 140 million years. They found that tectonic plates beneath Africa sank deep into the Earth's mantle, causing less dense, hot material to rise below the Indian Ocean. This displacement resulted in a significantly lower gravitational pull, creating a depression where the sea level is noticeably lower than the global average. Number 10. Atlantis of the East, Dwarka. In the Arabian Sea off the coast of India's Gujarat state lies a remarkable archaeological discovery, the submerged city of Dwarka, often called the Atlantis of the East. Ancient texts like the Mahabharata describe Dwarka as the prosperous kingdom of Lord Krishna, boasting palaces adorned with precious metals and bustling marketplaces. While these descriptions seemed like mythical exaggeration for centuries, modern discoveries have revealed the possible reality behind the legend. In 2001, underwater archaeologists exploring the Gulf of Kumbat discovered what appeared to be ruins extending over 7.7 square miles of a highly developed civilization. They found structures resembling a grid-like layout with walls, stone anchors, pottery fragments, and artifacts dating back over 9,000 years, long before any known civilization in India. Radiocarbon dating of the artifacts has puzzled researchers, challenging established timelines of human civilization and sparking questions about ancient urbanization. How did this city end up underwater? And what happened to its inhabitants? Theories abound. Some believe Dwarka was built on land that sank due to seismic activity, while others argue that rising sea levels gradually submerged the city. The actual timeline of the city's history remains a mystery, as does its fate, as further research could uncover even older layers. Number 9. Mysterious statue of Jesus. Imagine diving in the Mediterranean and coming across a 10-foot-tall statue of Jesus serenely gazing upward from the seabed. This striking underwater scene isn't just a random occurrence but a deliberate artistic placement near Malta. Below the surface of a bustling dive site, the statue is positioned in the company of the Imperial Eagle, a ferry and cargo ship that served between Malta and Gozo before meeting its fate and sinking in 1999. This area, just 25 meters below the surface, is not just about exploring shipwrecks. It's also an underwater valley where art meets adventure. The statue of Jesus was originally placed near St. Paul's Island, but was moved to its current location to create a more picturesque spot for divers. It now lies near an anchor and a tunnel filled with vibrant coral, making it an exceptional site for underwater exploration. The presence of the statue alongside the wreck of the Imperial Eagle adds a spiritual and surreal layer to the diving experience. Number 8. Steam engine. Dive into the chilly depths of Lake Superior, and instead of shipwrecks, you'll encounter a relic from the age of steam, Canadian Pacific Railway locomotive number 694. Traveling at a significant speed, it met a tragic fate. It collided with rock that had fallen onto the tracks. The impact was so severe that the locomotive and its 3 crew members were catapulted into the icy waters of the lake, with tragic consequences for those aboard. Lying 60 feet below the surface for over a century, locomotive number 694 remained hidden until 2014, when a team of dedicated shipwreck hunters stumbled upon its traces. First, they discovered several of the train's boxcars scattered at shallower depths. However, the locomotive itself was the last to be found, lodged 230 feet deep among a field of boulders. The discovery team initially hoped to raise the steamer to the surface for public display. However, the extent of the damage and the delicate nature of the wreckage made salvage efforts impossible. The locomotive was deemed too fragile and too embedded in the lake bed to be moved. Number 7. Lake Michigan Stonehenge and Triangle. In the depths of Lake Michigan lies a site that has perplexed researchers and stirred the imagination of explorers. In 2007, underwater archaeologists stumbled upon a mysterious arrangement of stones eerily similar to Stonehenge, the famous prehistoric monument in England. This so-called Lake Michigan Stonehenge features stones arranged in a circular pattern, one of which appears to be carved with a petroglyph resembling a mastodon. If true, this would suggest that the formation is over 10,000 years old, an enigma since humans weren't thought to have been capable of building such structures back then. Even more puzzling is the nearby Lake Michigan Triangle, a region known for unexplained phenomena stretching between Manitowoc, Wisconsin, Ludington, Michigan, and Benton Harbor, Michigan. This area is infamous for strange occurrences and mysterious disappearances dating back to the 19th century. Boats, planes, and people have vanished without a trace, including the freighter SS Alpina in 1880 and Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 2501 in 1950. Some believe these phenomena are linked to a magnetic anomaly or vortex in the triangle, while others point to supernatural theories involving UFOs or ancient curses. Despite investigations by scientists and skeptics alike, no definitive answers have been found. Number 6. For thousand-year-old shipwreck. One of the oldest shipwrecks ever discovered lies off the coast of Turkey, in a gulf near the ancient port of Urla. Dating back to around the 14th century BCE, this 4,000-year-old shipwreck was packed with remarkable artifacts. Archaeologists believe the vessel originated from an ancient civilization that flourished from roughly 3,650 to 1,400 BCE. When divers first descended upon the site, they were struck by how well-preserved the wooden hull appeared, considering its immense age. Amphorae, jars, and storage vessels were scattered across the seabed, hinting at long-distance trade routes that may have stretched across the Aegean and even into the Near East. The cargo suggested that the ship carried goods like copper, tin, and possibly spices, materials that fueled the Bronze Age economy. What fascinated researchers most was the craftsmanship of the ship's planks and joints, offering insights into early maritime engineering. The ship likely served trading purposes, holding evidence of commerce from an era long past. Exploring the surrounding area also revealed over 400 anchors and several sunken harbors, with some relics dating as far back as the Bronze Age. These findings highlight the rich maritime history of the Mediterranean, spanning from ancient times to the Ottoman Empire. The shipwreck itself is extraordinary, having held up for over 4 millennia. Among the artifacts, one of the most eerie is a face, perhaps part of an ancient statue, staring out into the sea as it has for thousands of years. This discovery continues to captivate researchers and adventurers alike, helping historians better understand a civilization shrouded in the mists of history. Now it's time for today's topic. Off the coast of Cape Town, South Africa, a team of marine researchers from the Blue Depths Project captured footage that's leaving scientists stunned. While documenting great white shark migration patterns near Seal Island, the crew's underwater drone recorded what appears to be a massive, half-mutilated shark, still alive and swimming with terrifying force. The creature's dorsal fin was torn nearly in half, and a chunk of its upper body looked as if something enormous had taken a bite out of it. Yet the shark kept moving, circling the camera and showing signs of aggression, as if guarding its territory. The team nicknamed it the zombie shark, after reviewing hours of footage showing the predator returning repeatedly to the same area over 3 days. Marine biologist Dr. Claire Mendel described the shark as at least 22 feet long, noticeably larger than any tagged specimen in the region. Experts now suspect the injuries were caused by another massive predator, possibly another great white or something much larger lurking deep below. The footage, now under analysis by multiple oceanographic institutions, has reignited debates about undiscovered apex predators in South African waters. For now, the zombie shark remains one of the ocean's most disturbing and fascinating mysteries. Number 4. The infamous black smokers. The black smokers, deep-sea hydrothermal vents discovered between Norway and Greenland, are truly baffling. These towering chimneys, reaching up to 60 feet or 18 meters high, expel superheated water at temperatures over 700 degrees Fahrenheit or 370 degrees Celsius. The dense, mineral-rich water contains iron and sulfide, which react with the frigid ocean to form black plumes that look like smoke. When explorers first stumbled upon these vents in 1977, they were shocked to find entire ecosystems thriving in total darkness, something previously thought impossible. Submersible footage shows shimmering towers glowing faintly in the abyss, surrounded by surreal creatures that look more alien than earthly. The sound of the vents hissing and the sight of molten minerals solidifying mid-flow create an atmosphere straight out of science fiction. Each chimney functions like a living organism, constantly growing, collapsing, and rebuilding itself over time as minerals accumulate layer by layer. Despite years of research, several mysteries still surround these underwater formations. Their unpredictable distribution makes mapping their global presence tricky, and their complex structures vary dramatically in size and shape, with no clear explanation. The mineral deposits that build these chimneys often contain precious metals like gold, copper, and zinc, yet the process behind the formation of these unique mineral compositions is not fully understood. The unique ecosystems thriving around the vents also remain a puzzle. Giant tube worms and blind shrimp flourish without sunlight, relying instead on chemosynthetic bacteria that convert the chemical-rich vent water into energy. How did these organisms develop such specialized survival strategies, and what led to their ability to withstand extreme heat and pressure? Even more shocking is the potential for these black smokers to provide clues to extraterrestrial life. Their ability to sustain life in extreme conditions is leading scientists to rethink where life might emerge in other similarly harsh environments, both on Earth and beyond. Number 3. Hedonistic Roman symbols. Once one of the most notoriously hedonistic hubs in the Roman Empire, the ancient city of Baiae catered to the elite's every whim for centuries. Built atop volcanic vents that provided soothing hot springs, the city became a popular retreat, offering the wealthy a place for lavish parties and relaxation. But when Muslim armies sacked the city in the 8th century, Baiae fell into decline. Archaeologists describe it as the Las Vegas of ancient Rome, a place where the empire's most powerful figures indulged in luxury and excess. Excavations have uncovered sprawling villas adorned with marble columns, intricate frescoes, and hidden tunnels that once led to private bathing chambers. Many believe that political plots and scandals unfolded within these walls, as senators, generals, and emperors mingled away from the public eye. One of the most famous finds is the Submerged Temple of Mercury, an immense domed structure that rivals the Pantheon in design. Divers have also discovered statues of gods like Dionysus, Neptune, and Aphrodite, now covered in coral and seaweed, giving the site an otherworldly, almost haunting beauty. The rising tides have preserved much of Baiae's architecture, transforming the ruins into a breathtaking underwater museum. Today, divers exploring these ruins can still see the remnants of marble floors and ornate fountains glimmering beneath the sunlight filtering through the waves. By the 1500s, it was completely abandoned as volcanic activity caused the waters to rise and submerge this decadent paradise. Now lying beneath the shallow waters of the Bay of Naples, Baiae remains a treasure trove of Roman history, revealing mosaics, sculptures, and hedonistic Roman symbols strewn across the ancient streets. From glass-bottomed boats or while diving and snorkeling, visitors can glimpse remnants of bathhouses with intricate mosaics and floors that once echoed with the revelry of the high-class Roman elite. The symbols and designs uncovered here provide clues to the city's era of peak luxury around the 1st century CE. Baiae was the retreat of emperors like Nero and Caligula, whose decadence is still reflected in the preserved ruins. Despite the slow reclamation of the site by volcanic vents and rising tides, this former party city still hints at its scandalous past, providing a mesmerizing underwater window into an ancient era. Number 2. Ancient City of Pavlopetri. Beneath the crystal-clear waters of the Mediterranean, off the southern coast of Greece, lies an ancient city submerged by time and tide. This is Pavlopetri, the world's oldest known underwater city, dating back over 5,000 years. Discovered in 1967, this city predates the famous ruins of Atlantis myths, yet its existence raises many unanswered questions. Pavlopetri spans an area of about 100,000 square meters, making it a sprawling metropolis by ancient standards. Over the years, archaeologists using advanced 3D mapping technology have recreated the city in stunning digital detail, revealing an intricate grid of streets that mirror the structure of modern towns. Some researchers believe Pavlopetri was once a thriving trade hub, connecting Minoan and Mycenaean civilizations through maritime routes. Artifacts such as clay vessels, tools, and figurines indicate that its people engaged in fishing, weaving, and pottery production. Incredibly, divers have also uncovered evidence of social hierarchy, larger dwellings believed to belong to nobles, and communal areas likely used for gatherings or markets. The city's preservation beneath layers of sand and silt has shielded it from erosion, allowing modern scientists to study its secrets as if time stood still. What continues to astonish researchers is how the city's infrastructure, including drainage channels and building alignments, demonstrates a level of planning centuries ahead of its time. Even now, marine archaeologists return year after year to explore its deeper chambers and courtyards, hoping to uncover signs of rituals, commerce, or written communication. The city layout includes streets, temples, graves, and complex water management systems, all preserved in stunning detail beneath the sea. This remarkable preservation allows us to see the stone foundations of buildings and even pottery shards which were part of everyday life in the Bronze Age. Archaeologists have uncovered artifacts and structures that tell a story of a society rich in culture and economy. The design of the city reflects advanced urban planning and architectural skills that rival those of many other ancient civilizations. What's truly fascinating is how a city so well developed could completely vanish under the waves. Scientists believe that a series of earthquakes could have caused the city to sink, but the precise series of events remains a puzzle. The mystery deepens when considering the technology and expertise required to build such a resilient city, one that could withstand thousands of years underwater. Number 1. Frilled sharks. Divers captured on camera something that shocked the whole world. The frilled shark is a fascinating yet terrifying creature that lurks in the deepest, darkest corners of the ocean. Resembling a prehistoric serpent, this shark has a long, slender body and a jagged, dinosaur-like face that has shocked divers lucky enough to see one. When the footage first surfaced online, many people thought it was a hoax. The shark's alien-like features looked too strange to be real. Marine biologists later confirmed that the footage was authentic, calling it one of the rarest sightings ever recorded. The frilled shark's natural habitat lies more than 4,000 feet below the surface, where sunlight can't reach and pressure would crush most marine life. Experts believe it hunts by coiling its body like a spring and lunging at its prey, swallowing it whole in a single strike. Some deep-sea explorers have nicknamed it the living nightmare, for its uncanny resemblance to mythological sea serpents described in ancient mariner tales. Unlike modern sharks, it doesn't rely on fast swimming. Instead, it ambushes its prey using stealth and precision. In fact, its eel-like flexibility allows it to twist and maneuver through narrow crevices in search of food. Scientists have also speculated that its long gestation period, possibly extending up to 3.5 years, could be the longest of any vertebrate on Earth. Encounters with this shark are so rare that each new sighting adds valuable insight into how deep-sea predators evolved over millions of years. It's one of the ocean's most elusive creatures, and it wasn't until 2004 that footage of it was first captured. This living fossil has swam the world's oceans for an astonishing 80 million years, with its closest relatives long extinct. Its body retains a primitive appearance, offering a glimpse into the ancient past. When it opens its mouth, it reveals over 300 razor-sharp teeth lined up in 25 rows, a sight that has horrified those who encounter it. Despite its slender body, the frilled shark is muscular and can strike its prey much like a snake on land. In 2015, an Australian fisherman caught one and described it as a large eel with a head straight out of a horror movie, calling it a freakish-looking sea monster. Scientists remain puzzled by the frilled shark's lifestyle and habits because it's rarely observed in its natural deep-sea habitat. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.